Good evening and welcome to the Job Search Solution, the radio program where we talk about looking for a job, changing jobs, changing careers, hiring. And as always, we begin with a prayer. Dear God, grant us thy peace and thy mercy, thy will be done. And in this session, I wanted to discuss some of the junk that is on the internet about finding a job. There has always been junk on the internet about finding a job, written by people, I don't know, career counselors, people that dream this stuff up, the 4-hour work week, 4-day work week, or some crazy, dumb, cut it out. So I wanted to dispel some of those. There's a tendency when you're looking for a job to be at emotional distress. We've said this often, but next to death of a spouse, death of a child, death of a parent, coupled with divorce, the fourth most emotional thing we do is look for a job. And when you're in an emotional state, you sometimes buy just about anything. So I'm going to go through some of this primary junk that I've seen on the internet that just defies reason and dispel them really quickly. The bottom line is that you got to use common sense in this. But here are some of the things that I've seen, and this is just recently. Over the years, there's probably tons of this stuff. Here's one. The job that you want wants you. What? The job you want wants you? Yeah. I want to play for the Mavericks. It doesn't matter that I'm 74 and I can't dribble. I want to play for the Mavericks. So where are you, Mark Cuban? Give me that job. The job that I want wants me. Where did we come up with that? That's just, it's ridiculous. Anybody that even begins a paragraph with that, shut the book, close the window, get out of there. Pick out the top 10 companies that you'd like to go to work for and contact them. There's a little bit of merit to this, but just because the top 10 companies that you want to go to work for doesn't necessarily mean that they have an opening, doesn't necessarily mean that they are hiring, doesn't necessarily mean that they need someone with your kind of experience. And just because you want to go to work there and they're your top 10 companies doesn't have anything to do with you or your ability to get the job or do what they want done or have anything to do with them. I mean, again, I want to play for the Cowboys, top 10 company. I mean, that's where do we come up with that? Oh, the lady gave this advice to graduates the other day. There's always room for negotiation in salary. Always assume that when you get into a negotiation for a salary, there's always room to negotiate. That's not true. Some companies have room to negotiate. Some companies don't have room to negotiate. You find out before you start negotiating. Her attitude was that if you get an offer, know that there is always room to negotiate, and you should do just that. Negotiate, just start negotiating. Well, there isn't always room. Some companies aren't going to budge one bit on the money they want to pay. They're just not gonna. You need to find out beforehand. But walking in with the idea that there's always room to negotiate is, and I had a candidate not too long ago that even said that, and it aced him right out of the deal. Oh, well, there's always room to negotiate. The employer said, no, there's not, but thanks for coming by. We really appreciate you. We've got 4 or 5 other candidates that we're looking at. And if we're interested, we'll be in touch. Here's some advice. Guy or gal gets a job offer, and the advice was, I'll get back to you in a few days as I compare it to the other opportunities that I have. Hogwash. I'll get back to you in 24 hours. That sounds decisive. If you tell somebody I'll get back to you in a couple of days, what they automatically think is that you're shopping their job offer, and they've got 5 other candidates that they can offer the job to. You're not the only one. I'll get back to you in a couple of days sounds so weak and so poor and so undecisive that it won't hold water at all. Oh, here's one. Always consult your advisors before you accept an offer. Man, you want to look weak? Say that. Well, I'd like to consult my advisors before I accept this position. Even if you're gonna, you don't tell people that. What is this? You're gonna get a vote? I mean, take a vote of what people think. I'll consult my advisors. No, I'll make a good decision on my own because I'm a decisive business person. Oh, here's one. Somebody asks you what kind of money that you're interested in making or what kind of money. And I had a candidate do this. He said, well, what I've been making is beside the point. What does this position pay? The employer that I sent the guy to, when he said that, literally said to him, I didn't ask you that. I asked you what you were making, and I need to know. Telling me what you're making or not telling me what you're making is relevant to what I'm interested in. So what you're making is important to me. If you can't answer that, I don't think we can go on any further. The poor candidate had backed himself into a corner. Don't answer that way. Tell people what you're making. What are you looking for as far as money goes? You leave that open. Look, I'm looking for an opportunity where I can personally grow. And I'm sure if that comes along, then the money will come with it. You can always turn down an offer that you don't like. All right, that's a few of them. We'll go over some more sometime in the future, but don't believe everything you read on the internet. If it doesn't come from somebody that's actually in the trenches every day, helping people find jobs, don't pay much attention to it. All right, stay tuned. This is Tony Bashir with the Job Search Solution.